What is up, Coaster Conquerors? It is me, Austin, here with my girlfriend, Ariana, and today we are at Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California. This is the very first time being here for the both of us. This is also her very first park in California. This is my first time back to California since 2023, so that's really exciting. So I'm looking forward to getting some new coaster credits here, especially like Ghost Rider, Accelerator, Hang Time, and plenty of other coasters and rides. I'm really looking forward to our visit today. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go. Okay, so I think this park is just so unique because there's like a marketplace, like shopping area, like before you even get into the park. This is like not something you'll find at the other Cedar Fair and Six Flags parks. I think this is the original restaurant that kind of created Knott's, the fried chicken restaurant, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a bunch of different stores, like you got Peanut Store, got a bunch of different like stores like right outside of Knott's. And there's so much history behind this park, so I just think that's so cool. You're at the iconic Knott's Berry Farm entrance. I've seen plenty of photos of this like iconic entrance, so that's really cool. All right, so now that we're officially inside the park, I think the first thing we're gonna do is Ghost Rider. So we're gonna go into the ghost town here at Knott's Berry Farm. Really looking forward to this coaster, and we actually did get fast lane included with our ticket, so that's gonna be really convenient because Ghost Rider is a really long wait right now, especially compared to the other rides. So hopefully we'll be able to get right on. Most of the rides don't seem like they have like too long of wait times, but the park does look a little busy. Like there's a lot of school groups, I think, so that's just kind of what I noticed. So yeah, but hopefully we'll still be able to get like right on Ghost Rider. All right, now we're about to get in line for Ghost Rider. Fast lane entrance is over here, so that'll be nice to skip the super long line here. We're looking forward to our first coaster of the day here, Ghost Rider. You really like wooden coasters, right? I feel like you've said that before, and this will probably be your first wooden coaster you'll have ridden in a while, so that'll be a lot of fun.
I've ridden a wooden coaster since I was at Six Flags in 8th grade, so it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. It's been a little bit, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this too. What's cool about this coaster here is that it was originally manufactured by Custom Coasters International, which is a now defunct wooden coaster manufacturer. They built a good amount of wooden coasters I think throughout the 90s, but I think they went defunct in the early 2000s. But in 2016, the company Great Coasters International, which is still active, they retracted this coaster, and they're known for some great coasters like I've ridden Thunderhead, Mystic Timbers. Those are some of my favorite wooden coasters that I've ridden. So I'm excited to ride this because I mean it looks like it's got a fun like CCI layout, plus it's got the GCI track, so that'll be really nice. We just rode Ghost Rider here at Knott's Berry Farm. The fast lane did wonders because the fast lane was not that long of a wait at all. That was such a fun coaster. Like I rode in row 9. That might be one of my favorite wooden coasters. It's got such a fun layout, and it's a pretty long like in duration. It felt pretty long in duration too, which was awesome. There was some good airtime moments. The drop was a lot of fun. The laterals are crazy on this coaster because there's not like heavy banking on the turns really, and there's some pretty tight and like fast-paced turns, so like it's like pushing me to the sides of seats. So this ride has some crazy laterals. It's just such a fun layout and such a fun coaster. The roughness wasn't like too bad. I mean, it's GCI track, so GCI is pretty good with that, but I think in a way like the little bit of roughness like added to the coaster, like almost like made it more fun. So that was an awesome wooden coaster. Might be one of my favorite wooden coasters. Might even end up being like the best coaster in the park. What'd you think of it, Ariana?
I loved it a lot. Wooden coasters are my favorite.
Yeah, that's right. There's some great wooden coasters out there. Like GCI does a great job. Like I said, this is a CCI layout, but it's got GCI track. And there was a coaster enthusiast guy behind me telling me like the retrack really did wonders for the coaster, which I've heard, because I hear it got like really rough before GCI retracted, and now it's like just an amazing wooden coaster. train passing on through. Pretty wild. There's Accelerator. That's actually what I'm heading to right now. Can't wait to ride this. One of the last few Intamin hydraulic launch coasters there is, because a lot of them have been closing lately, like King of Con Top Thrill Dragster. I think it's about to launch here. Okay, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But yeah, it's gonna be so much fun, so wild. You ready for this, Ariana? Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go. Are you excited for Accelerator? I think this will be your fastest coaster credit, because this coaster goes 82 miles an hour. I think your current fastest is Iron Gwazi. So this will be really exciting. The launch is really quick on this, so it's gonna be a fun and intense ride right here. Alright, y'all, we just rode Accelerator, which I believe is the first ever Intamin hydraulic launch coaster ever made and one of the last ones remaining. And that is such a wild ride just because of its launch. These Intamin hydraulic launches, they even make me a little nervous because the launch is just so sudden and so intense. And this one especially, it just launches right out of the station. It's just wild. It's just obviously a very short ride, but like the launch just makes it crazy. What do you think of Accelerator?
I thought it was a really fun, quick coaster, but the beginning part, I actually couldn't even breathe because it accelerates right away.
Yeah, it does like really take your breath away. Although I was like screaming on that launch. I was like, oh! Like it was hilarious. All right, now I'm about to ride Hang Time, the Gerstlauer Infinity and Beyond Vertical Drop coaster here. So I'm really looking forward to this ride now. I'm running a bunch of crazy coasters. I ain't gonna lie. Ariana, are you excited to ride Hang Time here, this Beyond Vertical Drop coaster? Yeah. Have you ridden like one of these kind of coasters, like a Beyond Vertical Drop one? I know there's one at Six Flags Over Georgia.
I don't know if you... but I feel like the loopiest ride I've been on is probably Kraken at SeaWorld.
Yeah, this ride has a lot of inversions, it looks like, hence the name Hang Time, so I'm sure looking forward to it for sure. I feel like we keep riding crazy coasters because we just rode Accelerator, and now we're riding like it like holds you at the top and does like a Beyond Vertical Drop, so that's gonna be awesome.
Keep your hands and arms inside at all times. Hold on to the grab bars in front of you and enjoy your ride on Hang.
I just rode Hang Time, the Gerstlauer Infinity coaster and Beyond Vertical Drop coaster. I think this is my first Gerstlauer Infinity. I've been on a couple Eurofighters, but my first of the Infinity model, I think. And that was a lot of fun inversions. The hang like right before the drop was pretty crazy, and I love the beyond vertical drop. The inversions were fun for sure. There was even an ejector airtime moment, like there was a speed hill, which was kind of wild in my opinion. What'd you think of hang time?
It was awesome. I loved it. It was loopy and it did kind of like hold you for a second at certain points, and then it dropped you. But I feel like going up and then going down, it wasn't too bad. It just kind of holds you for a couple seconds.
Right.
But it was fun and it was quick.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
It definitely was. Yeah, it was fun. That was a pretty wild moment. Also, someone made like a cartoon type of noise, like right when it was like holding at the top there, which I thought was hilarious. All right, now I'm about to ride the B&M invert here, Silver Bullet. Hopefully the fast lane entrance is over here. This is cool, it like goes underneath this little tunnel here. But this will look like a fun and exciting invert right here. I'm in this video. All right, y'all, I just rode Silver Bullet, which is the B&M invert coaster here, and I thought that was a fun ride. It had some intense moments, some good inversions. The last inversion, which was like a second corkscrew, kind of caught me off guard, which is fun. The double helix at the end is also very intense. The inversions were smooth and just fun, and I was near the back, so they were pretty whippy too. It's a lot of fun. Not my favorite B&M invert, like the drop could be a lot better. It's got a very like shallow drop. It's not very steep, but otherwise it's got a fun layout. What'd you think of Silver Bullet?
I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, it definitely
It reminds me of the Manta, and there's a new one at Busch Gardens.
The Phoenix Rising.
So it reminds me of
Yeah.
that. I think it's just a type of coaster.
Yeah, like the inverted coaster where you're like below the track. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. All right, now I'm looking around the coaster over here, which I believe is Jaguar. Should be a family coaster right here. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. I love like the theming with like it's like the Mexican like temple pyramid. I forget what those are called. Looks pretty fun. Are you excited? Yeah, let's go.
Enjoy your ride and you're excited to ride. Can I go woo woo? Clear off, say goodbye.
All right, y'all, we just rode Jaguar. I believe this is a Zero family coaster. It's an interesting ride. It is very janky, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of jerky moments. I think it's interesting though. There's some like straightaways. It's kind of a funny layout. Like it does like go pretty far around. It's a long ride. I thought one funny part though is like there's a second little lift hill and the ride is like going pretty fast like into that lift hill. So it's kind of hilarious. Like I kind of said, like it's not the most comfortable ride in my opinion. Most of the time when I was like on the turns, I was really being pushed to the side, and it's definitely not the smoothest. But I like the concept of it, sort of. I like the theming. It's almost like an Aztec vibe, sort of. So yeah, what'd you think of Jaguar?
Thought the same thing you did.
Yeah, pretty much. That just sums it up. All right, now I believe we're in the Camp Snoopy area. I kind of want to cut through here to get to Sierra Sidewinder, but I like how like the Cedar Fair parks have the Peanuts theming. I think that's cool. What do you think of the Peanuts theming?
It's very cute. I love it.
It definitely is, for sure. All right, now we're at Sierra Sidewinder. I'm wanting to hit this coaster next. This looks like a fun family spinning coaster. I've heard really good things about this ride right here. Are you looking forward to this ride here? All right, let's go.
the problem is this: as soon as anybody does drive on it, like it turns to dust. Like he had that, it was like literally like 6 inches out.
All right, y'all, we just rode Sierra Sidewinder, the spinning family coaster. I think it's Maurer. I think Maurer manufactured it. That was a lot of fun. The spinning was very thrilling and was even pretty intense at some points, pretty intense for a family coaster. So yeah, I really enjoyed that ride. Our initial position was backwards, so I think that made things like all the more thrilling because like you really don't know like what to expect when you can like barely see anything. What do you think of that one, Ariana?
It was fun. I just feel a little dizzy.
Yeah, it is a bit disorienting.
I couldn't see where I was going for like, I don't know, 10 seconds.
Right, same here. It was pretty wild. All right, I think we're gonna ride Pony Express here, another family coaster. This might be one of the last roller coasters we ride here, if not the last, because I think we've hit all the big thrill coasters and like everything else seems to be like family coasters. And this is a family coaster right here. This looks fun though. I think it's like a launch, almost like a motorcycle ride, but for families. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Clear all clear. Welcome right into Pony Express. Hold on, playing Ninja. You're right. Prepare to launch by facing forward. Bye-bye.
All right, y'all, just rode Pony Express, and this was a pretty fun launch coaster, like a family launch coaster. It's kind of like a motorbike coaster, sort of, but it was like horses, almost like you're on like a galloping horse. I sat in the very front row, so I think that offered a cool view, especially like later on in the ride. It like goes through this tunnel and it goes past like the rapids area, so I think that provides a cool view right there. So that was definitely a fun ride. Ariana, what'd you think of Pony Express?
Very fun. I felt like I was on a motorbike.
Yeah.
But just different. I'm actually on a horse.
Right, exactly. I also love like the Wild West theming of this area. I really like when parks have like a Wild West area and when it's like really well themed. Yeah, there's a coaster behind me. But yeah, that was a fun ride. All right, I think next I'm gonna try to get this coaster credit right here, Coast Rider. Looks like a Wild Mouse coaster. I don't know if I'm really looking forward to this one because I haven't heard the best things about this Wild Mouse, but I'm looking forward to getting the credit. Are you excited to ride Coast Rider right here?
Yeah.
The Wild Mouse ride? Yeah, let's go. All right, y'all, I just rode Coast Rider, and I think I had forgotten like why I had heard this was a bad ride. It wouldn't be so terrible if it wasn't for the shin guards. They are literally the worst, and they're not even necessary. They have got to be the absolute worst shin guards ever. Like I had to stand on my tippy toes like throughout the ride, like while I was seated. It was just awful. Like it's just this thin but hard like shin guard bar. It's just, it feels like it's gonna just like break your legs. Like it is literally so like it is so bad. I mean, I guess the ride could have been worse. I just hate that. Like it's got to be my least favorite Wild Mouse for that reason. What do you think of Coast Rider?
It was alright, not my favorite.
Yeah.
Like the shin guards, no reason for them.
Yeah. Otherwise, this would be an okay Wild Mouse. Like it wouldn't be that bad. But it's just that
Extremely unnecessary.
it really was. I'm not gonna lie. Alright y'all, now I'm gonna ride the Calico Mine ride just because it seems like it's got really cool theming and I just want to check it out. Just a little chill ride here. Alright y'all, just rode Calico Mine ride. That was a cool dark ride. It was like this mine train, there was even a conductor. I really like the theming and going in like the caves and like in the mines. Like I just thought it was a really cool classic experience. I'm sure this is probably a really old ride. What do you think of that one, Adriana?
It was really nice.
Definitely
I
was.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it was pretty relaxing because it was just, you know, a tame ride, but the theming was at parts a little spooky, but it was very entertaining. All right, I'm gonna get one last coaster in, my last coaster credit here at Knott's. I think it's called Snoopy's Tender Paw Twister. Apparently it opened just last year. Looking forward to getting this little kiddie ride in. All right, y'all, just got our last credit, and I believe this will be the last ride of the day here at Knott's on, I think it was called Snoopy's Tender Paw Twister Coaster, kind of a weird name. It was a little kiddie coaster. It's the smallest coaster in the park, but it was surprisingly forceful, I think, on the turns, kind of. And I liked how it had a launch midway through, and it goes around its layout twice. And it was a very smooth ride, so I actually thought that was pretty fun, not gonna lie, even if this is one of the tamer rides I've done today. What'd you think of that little kiddie coaster?
Cute. I love the concept and the little characters.
Yeah, exactly. There's little bits of theming and like little Peanuts characters, like I think Woodstock and Snoopy are like you can.
Got their little bird name.
I think that's Woodstock, the little yellow bird. They're both like on the ride, and I like the camp theming, so it's almost like wilderness theming. So I think that's really cool. So anyway, that's gonna be all for the park visit. I wish I could have done more of the flat rides and like the other rides and stuff, but I have been on a little bit of a time crunch today. I haven't had as much time. I'm not able to stay at the park too late today. So overall, this is a really fun park. This might be one of my favorite Cedar Fair parks, if not my favorite. Like, I actually thoroughly enjoyed, I mean, I guess technically it's a Six Flags park, but if we're talking about legacy Cedar Fair parks, I really enjoy this park. The theming's really cool, like, because you've got some areas where it's like really detailed Western theming, and then the Camp Snoopy area is like wilderness themed, and then some parts like around like Hang Time and Coast Rider and Accelerator, you've got kind of a 50s theme going on, which is really cool. And all the rides here are great. There were a lot of family coasters compared to thrill coasters, but I think most of the coasters I really enjoyed. Like Ghost Rider's awesome. Accelerator's just got such a crazy launch. Silver Bullets, really fun invert, and Sierra Sidewinder, that's a very thrilling like family spinning coaster. So those are probably my top 4 coasters in the park. So I thoroughly enjoyed my visit here. It's a shame I can't do more of like the non-coaster rides, but I'm glad I at least got like Calico Mine Ride in, and I'm glad I got all the coaster credits that I could today. I think Montezuma's Revenge is standing but not operating. I think they're refurbishing it or something. By the way, Adriana and I are shopping for plushies now. I want to get her a stuffed animal. We might get this Snoopy here, but there's a lot of different stuffed animals here. So gotta get her a little gift from here. So anyways, that's essentially my opinion or my thoughts on the park. As I said earlier, how did you feel about your first ever visit to Knott's Berry Farm?
I love this park a lot. I loved all the flowers and the nature around the park. They did a really good job landscaping it, and I also got to enjoy all the coasters here. So I really appreciate both sides of that.
For sure, yeah, I definitely appreciate that aspect.
All the theming and all the areas, I think everything just looked really good here.
Right, I definitely agree. So anyways, that's all for this park vlog. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to turn on post notifications to get notified of more theme park related content like this. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye guys.